Come on with it. Who's trying to
What
is that called? Shadow ban.
Oh, shadow ban, yeah.
Trying to mute me. Mute my voice.
To hear it.
George Soros
The
came in
public
here and
can't
just
know.
Yeah.
cut him off.
Open to back up. What's up, guys? It's Monday. It's the All or Nothing Show. My name's Austin. Got Brock. Got Griffin. The boys. And we're going to kick the week off with a energy drink. With a bang.
Yeah. All got different drinks today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ease off a little bit of the caffeine. I know. Were you and I? No, it was Maddie and I were talking about energy drinks, and a little bit goes off what we were talking about yesterday with heart rate and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Obviously, I've been pumping like pre-workout for some years now, and I had no problem drinking like energy drinks. But I do feel like I was on a path of 2 sources a day, like every day. And I was like, oh, if I just do coffee today, I'm guaranteed to have an energy drink later. I almost just like not only like let myself do it, but I almost programmed it in my day to where I'm like, okay, I'm having it later, And for some reason, the drinks we have right now, too, all we have is the 300 milligrams, which I feel like is too much for me unless, like, at least if I had pre-workout earlier, that's almost like 600 for a day, 700 for a day. But even if I do coffee, like I just feel like it's more than I need. And then the 200 milligram drinks, honestly, I don't like any of the red, white, and boom, the red, white, and boom flavors besides the Victory.
Yeah.
So, and that'll get old kind of quick if I have it every day. So,
yeah, I felt that same way too.
Did you?
Like, I always love having a morning energy drink. Honestly, like, when I have to get here and just come in here for work, I'm like, it's the only thing I'm
Guilty
like
pleasure.
excited about. Yeah, cracking it and just looking forward to the ride over.
Don't talk to me till I'm done.
Yeah, until I've had my coffee. But then I find that 1, 2-ish, I start to get a little drowsy after lunch. And so usually that's like Brock said, the only thing is another 300 milligram drink, or sometimes if I want to take pre-workout, like that's usually like 200, 400. Mm-hmm. So it was getting to the point where like I might be 2 energy drinks in and I'm still like yawning, and I'm like, okay, that's a little bit too much. So
yeah, I
decided to cut back. That's why I got Corazone for the morning to get some like nootropics. That actually hits me pretty hard for just 150 caffeine. Yeah. I get kind of like, I don't know, a little bit more like locked in, but I kind of get a little bit of like a headache with it. I have to drink a lot of water. And then just ABCDs in the afternoon, which I'm having right now.
Do you normally drink a lot of water as soon as you wake up?
No, not usually. Honestly, I have to like eat something. Otherwise, I kind of get nauseous.
I feel like that's the thing that like when I'm doing it, I don't feel great when I do it. But I always try to have like, I don't know, I guess half of my like 10,000 bottles. So something like 20 ounces of water. I try and drink that within the first 30 minutes of waking up. And I feel like my eyes open easier. I feel like my blood flow and my muscles and joints feel a little bit better, like I'm less creaky or whatever.
Yeah.
And but yeah, trying to chug that in the morning, like your throat doesn't really feel like doing it. You feel tired. It just doesn't feel that comfortable. But like it's definitely one of those things I feel like wakes you up a little bit, feels better.
I did look this weekend at Costco, which they didn't have any, for an espresso machine.
Nice.
Just to try to switch to something. And
they're expensive.
I looked online because I was like, oh, well, if they don't have it here, let me just go to like, Best Buy or wherever you would go to get that. It's like $500.
Yeah.
And that's like the more low price. The bigger price was like $2,000.
Yeah.
Those macchiatos.
The best like budget one you can probably get is like $300, and that's still pretty.
I'm not savvy to this. That
yeah.
I'm
you know
like,
what?
Okay, I'm
the
out.
next one is
what?
Keurig.
Yeah.
You
could go.
You can make Campbell's soup in a Keurig.
Nespresso route, and those are a little bit cheaper. But
I hate still like the fact that you'd have to spend over $100 on something so small.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
an espresso.
A little.
It is, yeah. That's why I prefer pour over.
Yes, or just coffee in general. I would probably do, if I was to buy one for here, I'd probably just go old school, like coffee pot, like filter.
Well, at least we could do like a board. We were talking to Ronnie. He does like a Breville. I'm sure you didn't know what that was, but it's basically like a pour. It's basically like a drip machine that works a little bit better than like a Mr. Coffee like pot. It just kind of, I think it takes it through the process more of like the bloom state, and then basically it kind of simulates a pour over a little bit better.
What?
but it's
Blue
still
juice.
very
Say what?
computerized,
And chock full of
You're,
nuts.
you're blooming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Huh?
I'm blooming.
Folgers.
Yeah,
Sound a little funny.
But,
Just messing around.
What about what is that called? Double frap, 2 pump, skinny
Oh,
whip.
pump.
All
I'll
these
give you that
people
too. I'll get that double
post
pump.
their
So this is
orders.
kinda interesting. Y'all
Nobody
might find
cares
this-
about your
I
order.
doubt
Yeah.
y'all know about this either. So I was
It's only 5 calories
editing this video
and $7.
is a
Yeah.
community video for some realtor in Utah, and they were highlighting this new business, and it's called Soda Bean, and I think I'm sure there's ones like it in other states, but basically they do coffee and they do soda, and you're like, well, what do you mean you do soda? Like it's just like fountain drinks, right? But no, they make these like creations with them, so they'll fill up, let's say, with Mountain Dew, and they'll get like those Walden Farms like syrup like
Yeah.
pump bottles. It looks like that. There's like literally 60 to 80 on this counter. And so they'll fill up with Mountain Dew. There'll be like 2 squirts or whatever, squirt of this, squirt of that. They'll call it like Dragon Fruit Pleasure or some shit. Give that to you. And
So
that's-
it's coffee plus Mountain
No,
Dew.
no. So that's like a soda drink that you
Oh,
get.
so it's like mix
And
and
then you
match.
can also do like a coffee, like a Frappuccino or this or that. Or I'm sure they mix in the
Mountain
syrups
Dew
too.
and coffee? That's redneck
No,
as
no.
fuck.
No, but I found that so interesting that like, because at first I was like soda, like okay, like a
Yeah.
Pepsi, but now there's like specialty like sodas.
So it's like the ultimate like mix and match. You know the red machines where you
Yeah.
can get like the different
It's like
flavors.
ultimate, yeah.
Strawberry Sprite.
Yeah.
And I don't know how y'all feel about this, but like technically the syrups they use, they're 0 sugar. They're basically just sugar alcohols, like in a Walden Farms or something like that. And I was like trying to be very skeptical and be like, okay, well let me look up like the downfalls of like sugar alcohols. But really, from what I did like 2 minutes of research, but it doesn't like act as sugar, so it's not as bad for you as sugar. And actually there's some like benefits I think with like digestion with sugar alcohols or something. But I'm still just like meh. I don't feel like pumping like artificial syrups in my body can be good.
Yeah.
On top of Mountain Dew.
I
Yeah.
tried Walden Farms back in the day, and when I first like heard of it, I was like, okay, this is like this hidden trove of diet secrets. Basically, they got sugar-free marshmallow fluff, sugar-free barbecue sauce, pancake syrup, caramel, ketchup,
Yeah.
and I went to go find it in the store. It's in this like little tiny corner, kind of near where like the diapers and condoms are in like a Kroger.
That's when you know it's good for you.
Yeah, and then I take one home. I get the pancake syrup and the caramel, and I made some Kodiak cakes. I go to pour it on, and it's like just this weird, like watery, almost like a watered down shampoo sort of consistency.
Yeah.
Like if you ever get to the end of the shampoo bottle and you add a little bit of water in.
Yeah, it's
It's
real
almost
thin.
like that. Sorry, I got like a hair in my collar. There it is. And I was just like, we prioritize like low calorie stuff as if like the lower the calorie, the healthier it is. And it's just like, whatever this is, like, I just don't think I should be eating
All
it.
the like calorie free or low calorie like syrups always have this like weird, almost like rubbery like taste to them. Like they don't drip or feel the same on your tongue as actual like maple syrup or something. It just
Yeah.
feels fake.
There's other things in my life, and I used to be that way, but lately there's other things in my life now that I'll compromise before some little shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to use real. If I'm going to eat pancakes and syrup or
Yeah.
use syrup of any sort, I'm doing 100% real maple, like that organic shit.
Absolutely.
There's, I don't know. There's at least for me personally, I compromise on some things, but in different ways, like than what I would used to when I was younger. It's like, 0 calories, 0 calories, 0 calorie. Now I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd
And
rather
my
eat-
mentality too is like kind of like a Lenny and Larry cookie. It's like you're getting a crappy cookie and you're also getting a crappy protein source.
Yeah.
So like just eat the protein and then eat a real cookie.
Plus a bunch of fat.
Yeah,
like
that's
a
true.
fat
The
cookie.
macros kind of suck.
I hate the fact that's bars and like cookies. Like most of these things are equal as much fat as they are protein.
Oh yeah.
Who the fuck can't make a protein bar that just has minimal fat and be like protein?
Yeah, you gotta love like the Special K protein bars.
That's
like a
They're
fat
like
bar.
7 grams.
No, I like the shit they'll put on there that's like high in protein. I told you the story months ago. I went to BJ's and I went to get some, normal groceries, but I got a little guilty and I was like, I had a desire to check out the Eggo waffles. I was like, I wonder if they have French toast sticks because I remember those from
Those
my
used to
childhood.
fuck, yeah.
And I was
The
like,
dippers.
and I was like, oh fuck, let's get some of those. I got calories. And
They're not good.
No,
Probably
no,
no.
no. So I look and I found a box and I was like, okay, cool. And it said high in protein. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That double plus, even if it's higher in calorie, like higher in protein. So I look at the box, and the bitch had 6 grams of protein.
Per one stick?
No, per 2 sticks. But it had 14 grams of fat and like 40 grams of carbs. I was like, how is that high protein? And that's an enormous amount of fat for some French toast sticks. I was like, there's no way I can fit
Got
this.
that butter in there.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Damn.
Jeez.
And I bet you, it's all nostalgia. Like, those things probably don't taste nearly as good as they used to.
Toaster strudels?
Dunkaroos.
A toaster strudel. I'm trying to
You
think
get
about
those
what
shits?
were those.
you
They're kind of like...
Oh, it's like a Pop-Tart, but it's not. It's like a
flaky.
thick Pop-Tart.
It's like a thick Pop-Tart, but it's not really a Pop. It doesn't have icing on the inside. It
I don't
has
think
like
I fucked with those.
strawberry or cherry.
Yeah, I
or
don't
whatever.
like jelly-filled shit.
Oh,
I don't like cum in my mouth.
You don't?
This
Shit
is news to me.
squirting in my mouth.
Yeah. What about last? Yeah.
You just didn't say that last night.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, I don't even like the jelly-filled donuts and shit. I won't fuck with them at
Yeah.
all.
No, I don't like that in a donut. No.
Because you
Yeah.
bite into it, it's like...
What about the cream filling?
I bet you-
No, I don't like
that's
that
a
either.
no.
I don't like any surprises.
I will
How about
say,
that?
when we went to Krispy Kreme and we had that Reese's one, I
The
did like
Reese's,
that
all
peanut
right.
butter
What
filling.
about,
It
what
did-
about the peanut butter filled one?
That's different
That one was
consistency
thick
than
as
That
jelly,
you get
though.
your tongue.
That
in it.
tongue.
The peanut butter
It's
filled
like-
one was fucked up.
It gets
dude.
you that shit where you...
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You
It's
feel like,
like
a
thick.
dog.
Yeah, a cow
Dog.
chewing its cud.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing thick. Damn,
Oh,
that was
boy.
good. I haven't been to Krispy Kreme in a minute.
Yeah,
Dude,
neither
yeah.
have I. since
Honestly,
we
it's
went.
been good. And Domino's. I feel like
I
all
know.
3
Yeah,
of us have been
we
saying-
Yeah,
were
we haven't had a
going
Domino's.
hard
That
on
was
Domino's.
probably twice a
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
if not more.
Yeah.
When we first opened.
Yeah.
We
I
would
don't
hit-
know
we'd
what
hit the
kind of
sheets, hit
changed
the
that
Domino's.
dynamic.
I know.
It would be a G Fuel.
Well, it would
and a
just be so
Domino's.
easy. You'd be like, "Hey, 666," and it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we all get a
Yeah,
pizza."
we all
you know?
win.
The devil's number.
It is. It is. They did that on purpose.
It almost feels like a different place than when we first opened.
It
you
definitely
know? Like,
does.
There's more bear
think
remember
it's-
running to Home Depot?
I think it's the fact of having everybody else in here, which isn't a bad thing, but all the members.
Yeah.
It's just a lot busier now.
When we opened, it was like 4 people the entire day that
Yeah.
would come through, and it was
So-
kind of nice.
When it first started, it was just
Okay,
us.
turn the country off.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have anything. We'd play whatever.
We'd
have.
play whatever,
Jimmy Buff.
lights
Yeah.
on or off.
I just
Yeah.
that was a different feel back then. Which obviously for this to be a business, we need to have
Yeah.
people in here.
I feel like I could come in my underpants and just
Yeah,
let the no
that's
one
yours.
care. Yeah.
That was a crazy process. Looking back on it, thinking back on it.
It's one of those things that's like an artist when you find them for the first time, then everyone else finds them. You're like, it's not as cool anymore.
No, yeah, right.
It's like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Members walking in your door. You know, this gym isn't in school anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
You're here.
Yeah. It's like, I'm a member. You own the place. I know. It sucks now. Yeah.
This place sucks. Camel dicks.
Yeah.
What'd you say off Step Brothers? You were watching it last night.
Oh, dude, I was watching it last night. As soon as I turned it on, it was Derek in the kitchen talking to the dad.
Yeah.
And dude, the line killed me. He was like, because you know what gets my dick hard? Helping out a friend. And I was just like,
That's a typical
yeah.
sales guy.
And then I was watching the whole scene where they're like, the way you punch Derek, like, we might potentially be friends in the future. And then, and they like do the whole
Yeah.
bullshit in the bunk beds. Like, can we please make our beds into bunk
That is a
beds?
classic.
Dude, the whole fucking movie is just stellar. It drags a little bit later on after the boat crash, like where they're kind of like until the Catalina wine mixture is a little bit of a gap where it's a little bit slower. They do have where they make them eat like the dog shit, the little
Yeah.
kids. But I mean, the movie's so good. Some things I pick up more on later too. Like when Derek went up in the treehouse, he's like, "I haven't had a carb since 2004. Look at these abs," I was like, man.
They're all oiled up.
Just
and shit.
yeah, so ahead of its time. I wonder who they used because they obviously cut it. in
Oh
a way
yeah,
that-
no, that wasn't him.
I'm trying to, man, so ahead of its time. A lot of those movies were.
a masterpiece. Have you
It
seen
really
it?
was,
Fuck me.
dude.
Have you seen?
I'll rewatch it
what's
any
the other
day.
one? Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
You
Ricky
saw that? It's
Bobby's
pretty
good.
good.
Ricky
Yeah.
Bobby's very good. It's like a pinch less than Step Brothers.
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
it definitely.
I think I actually got Talladega Nights as one of those like cereal prizes. Like
nice.
you get a
That's
certain
a
amount of
good-
boxes.
That's
of
a good
cereal.
prize.
That's
Yeah.
a good prize.
So that's how I watched that. That's a good movie.
Are you being honest?
Yeah, I like it. It's a lot of quotable lines.
Hell yeah.
I
And
think
then,
about it every time I go to an Applebee's or wherever they went.
Applebee's, that's what it was.
Homework for everyone listening: if you do like those kinds of movies, watch Walk Hard, the story of Dewey
Cox.
Dewey Cox. That's what it
Yeah.
is. The story of Dewey Cox. It's got John C. Reilly in it,
Yeah.
and it'll take you on a ride. It's a long movie, but it's pretty fucked up. It's
You
funny,
gotta
though.
kind of like just let go of your mind.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of retarded.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. Yeah,
And
but it's a good one.
If you
If
go
you
in
like
there
that
too
humor.
serious, it's gonna not be
Yeah.
fun.
yeah.
Gotta just
Don't go in with a
maybe hit the Pompeii if you got it before you
yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a little update. I went and saw the doctor since the last time we've been in here. Last Thursday I saw what was gonna be my primary care doctor, and dude sucked. Dude was young. When I looked him up, I saw these old biddies, these old females. I was like, oh, what? Plus they were busy and backed up. And this one young cat, he's like had plenty of availability. I was like, oh shit. Plus he's like a couple years older than me. I was like, oh, we're gonna get along. He's gonna understand. And I show up and he's kind of got like the dad bod, got little titties and like belly and going on. And he's like maybe 35 looking. He's comes in, asks like straight robot, asks me like the robot questions. Looks at my chart from like the ER visit, doesn't ask me anything about like my personal life, how I'm feeling, what my daily activity is, what I do for a living, nothing. We're just like, yeah, keep taking your blood pressure medicine and follow up with the hematologist and do whatever he says. What? So why am I here talking to you, Dick?
Yeah. How much did you have to pay for that?
So that's $45 copay plus however much. I'm sure I'll probably get a bill for some type of bullshit.
Yeah.
But it was just a waste. It's such a waste. I've never had a worse experience in the doctor's office ever.
Did you speak to his manager?
I am the manager, pal. You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah.
But no, I bounced. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and look for another.
Austin's like pulling tire, burning rubber. out
Yeah,
the
fuck him.
fucking lot.
Well, the only good positive thing that came out of this appointment was that he told me I could get back to working out.
Nice.
And I doubt he said that confidently. He was like, just get the fuck out of my office. Yeah. He's probably like, work out. Go ahead.
Not from short
Just
bump.
just blow it out. Go ahead and blow that clot out, dude. So I don't have to see you again. That's the way that's the vibe I felt. But I was like, all right, he said work out, so I'm gonna go do. He said get back to your normal routine, without asking me what I do for a living. I was like, so what about riding a bike? He's like, I've never seen a study that says that a blood clot could get dislodged on a bike. I was like, so what about riding a bike?
Yeah, so you
Do
can
whatever you
also-
feel comfortable with, and if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Like that's
Cop
the
out.
type of
Yeah.
shit that I was dealing with. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm out. But anyways, I see a hematologist today, which is a blood specialist, and which I just realized they're like a cancer doctor. I guess hematologists like it deals with like mainly cancer patients and shit, but they're like they specialize in blood disorders and shit like that,
yeah.
and like running blood tests, which is kind of weird because they were like, yeah, you're going to be coming into a pretty much a cancer facility. It's like, fuck, man, it's going to be depressing.
It's gotta be.
Nice. But hopefully I'll get some direction after that and figure out what's going on. I feel a lot more confident now that I'm working out.
Yeah.
I don't like the first day or two working out. I'd had anxiety. Like I was like, dude, I'm gonna do one lift and stand up and boom, lights out.
Yeah.
But no, I've been training for about 3 days now, 4 days, and I'm feeling pretty good. I never feel like out of
Looks
breath.
Purple, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing
looking like
swole up.
Barney, but it's all good.
But I feel good. And what?
Did Sarah come with you so she could
She
watch
gave
you?
she gave permission.
Make
on
you
one of the
sure.
days.
Make sure.
Oh
you
yeah,
didn't go
she
too
did.
hard.
Yeah, she did show up Saturday. But no, I did my thing. I lay it down.
Okay. Who
So-
wears the pants?
I'm looking at this new spot. I don't know if anybody goes to any particular doctors. If you go to a doctor you like them, drop it down in the comment below. But I'm checking up this spot in Mechanicsville, out in Old Mechanicsville where the windmill is. Suppose my sister and her family goes there, and I feel like I went there years ago, but supposedly the doctors there are cool. For example, she said she saw him out at like a bar and grill one night, him and his wife, and they were out there having a good time, drinking, whatever.
That's
They're
like the
just like
parameter
us.
of
What? And I was like, that's the kind of doctor I want.
That's like your barometer. of,
He
Can
went
he
to
be
a
my
restaurant.
doctor? He drinks Coors Light.
Does he
Alright.
get down? Then
What does Hank Jr. sing in the song?
all
of,
my
like,
all my rowdy friends?
No. Where it's like, when that doctor asked me, how'd you get in this condition? I said, hey, soft bones, just leave me alone, or something like that.
It's family
I forget what he
traditions.
said, yeah.
But supposedly paid her bar tab and shit when he bounced. I was like, that's the kind of doctor I want.
Dang.
Yeah. Gets down and he pays the bill. But anyways, we'll see. I'll keep you all updated. Hopefully today goes smooth and I get some direction in and give you all update next week. Yeah. Brock, he ran a marathon. Congrats. Now, done with that.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving the fuck on.
What's up, man? So, what were your feelings with it, man? How'd you feel?
So I felt way better when everyone people ask like how I feel. Like I saw Jordan Saturday evening. He asked that is like the first 18 miles honestly felt like really good.
Mm-hmm.
My heart rate was pretty low. I was cruising past. We were kind of talking about exactly kind of where the turning point was because you had ran it, and relatively flat for a while. The last like couple miles before I turned around, it's pretty boring, kind of wooded area, but felt really good. Started off early. Weather's perfect, how I kind of planned it and hoped it would be. But coming back, there was some like biking. I don't think it was like a race or anything, but some kind of get together around this one park where I was about like 15 and a half miles in. And coming back, and it was some old ladies or whatever handing out water. And I was like, fuck it, I'll take a water. And I grabbed it. I was in a good mood. And then I was like, wait a minute. How the hell am I going to carry this water? Because I had my GoPro in like one hand, and I had like a bottle. You know, I had the bladder on the hydration vest on my back, a bottle in the front, and my phone in the front. And I feel like I had something else in my hand too. Maybe not. No, I didn't. But I was like, how am I going to like run with this water bottle and somehow drink it and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, fuck. Well, let me just kind of drink it kind of quick or just use a little bit. So I go to like drink it. And because I was running, it was like, you know, weird conditions. I think it was the motion of going to drink it and then also just whatever. I kind of like splattered a little bit on my face. And that triggered like my heart rate to spike with like the Wolff-Parkinson's White syndrome, whatever that we have. And so my heart rate went from like a steady like 150 for like the past 60 miles to like 185. And I was like, well, fuck. And so because the rest of the time I didn't want to like cheat or anything. I just let my watch run. But for that second, I paused it for like 2 minutes and tried to just stand there and slow down my breathing, slow down my heart rate. Because normally if I'm not exercising, I can slow it like instantly and it's fine.
Yeah.
But when I'm exercising, I've done it before when I'm running, it takes me like a minute or two. I can slow it down and then get back to normal heart rate and then get back to running. But it was such a big mistake because I spent like 2 minutes trying to get it to get slowed down. And I was like, well, I can't just be here for all day long. And I already told Maddie to meet me at this checkpoint. So I was like, fuck, I got to go. So I took a few sips of water, poured the rest out, put it in my backpack thing, and then just started jogging again. But basically for the next mile 16 and on, my heart rate was kind of fucked. It was anywhere from like 175 to like 188. And which was like basically 30 beats per minute higher than, you know, what I was holding steady at. And so not only was I like uncomfortable and probably, you know, my heart was working harder than it needed to and probably fucked with my body and its pace a little bit. But the bigger thing was kind of like you were talking with feeling anxious about working out. I was anxious a little bit like, hey, I got 10 more miles to do. What if my heart rate's way too elevated for too long? I have some heart attack. I kind of, you know, have an issue, whatever happens, right?
Yeah.
And so I was nervous about that, but I was also like, I need to finish, and I can't just like walk this off or, you know, burn too much time. Because I was lucky that Maddie could be out there because she had to leave for a family vacation. But luckily, with the timing of everything, she could actually be there for some of it. So eventually, I made it to basically the mile 20 checkpoint by like Ryan Elementary School and met her there. She gave me a little bit of Gatorade. I was hoping my heart rate would stop after like spending 60 seconds there, kind of talking to her and kind of resting for a second. But a little bit of sips of that, then got right back to it. Mr. Busy.
What the fuck's going on?
But anyway, we got right back to it. And so from there on, though, everything was just on fire. My legs were tired, but that wasn't even really a big deal. Everything was kind of sore and fatigued, but really like my hip flexors were in so much kind of like, it's like pain, but like soreness kind of pain almost. And then, so it's not like,
tight as shit.
Yeah, they were like, felt tight as shit. And then the biggest thing, though, that was really fucking with me and almost like debilitating was like my lower back was just so full of blood, I think, from running, but also the hydration vest. Because I'll have to like weigh it out just out of curiosity. But, I think it was probably like, especially with water in it, like 15 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds on my back. And my lower back was just almost like seizing up and so fatigued to where when I would like take a second, I couldn't even like bend over. It would just feel like it was just so full of blood and stressed out. And then on top of that, especially like the last 3-4 miles, shoulders were fatigued and just feeling like uncomfortable and achy. My left tricep even was like feeling funky, and just like my body was like falling apart. And I got to the mile 3 checkpoint, or like 23 I should say, and saw Maddie like that last time, and I knew from there on it was basically for reference for you, Austin, the Verina veterinary place.
Yeah,
so
I know
right
where that
past
is.
the 7-Eleven, yeah. And so right there for me was about like 3 miles out, and so I was like, okay, I just need to go another mile, and then the next mile is like a little bit hilly downward, and then the last mile I can run through. And so for that last bit, I would almost kind of like jog 3/4 of a mile, walk up a little bit hill, then finish jogging. I was basically doing a bit of that, and it was a lot of like going through my mind of like trying to finish it. And my headphones died around that time too, so I was kind of it was just me and my emotions and like what I was feeling. So there's no distractions, and it took a lot out of me. I will say, like, it was harder than I kind of expected it to be. Like, I knew I'd get to this point. Like, you know, you watch all the videos you watch all the podcasts, you know, there's like the pain cave and it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to dig deep and all those like fun sayings. But then when you're actually like really there, you're like, oh, this is way fucking harder than I thought. And like, you know, I'm not facing this with the same attitude I thought I would, almost, in a sense. And so, yeah, I made it down to that last little, basically mile 25, and I jogged through the last like mile and a quarter, and I got to the finish line, and I just thought I'd come onto like the ground for a second. So I kind of like knelt down for a minute. My legs just started like shaking. I was like, oh fuck, and slowly kind of got up and felt good. But was definitely like really emotional. Happy like Maddie was there. The video turned out really great. I finished editing it last night, so I'm really excited to kind of look back on that, similar to how I did like my bodybuilding show. But overall, big accomplishment for me. The finish time wasn't that great. It was 5 hours 19 minutes. I knew it wasn't going to be that impressive to start off with, and not to make excuses, but the heart rate thing didn't help at all either. But eager to work towards the next goal. It's good that I knocked this out and I can kind of just focus on the next thing, the Richmond Marathon, and go from there. But definitely a big, tough, kind of humbling experience.
So what are obviously you're going to take some time, I'm sure, but what's like the next goal?
The next goal is I guess I can talk about it a little bit. We give the people exclusive insight, right? So in like in a week and a half, my friend and I are going to run a 50K is what the plan is, over by Pocahontas State Park.
How many miles is that?
31.06.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more than what I just did, and the only trickiness a little bit is that I just ran the marathon, so I'm going to try and run this evening. I couldn't really run yesterday. My hamstring on my right side is pretty fucked up as far as like soreness, to where I tried to run, and like 10 steps in, I was like, I'm just going to like tear it or fuck it up if I keep trying. So I'll be back to like running very soon, if not this evening, tomorrow and so forth. But I don't need a ton of like time to kind of build up to it, I think, because with ultra distances, especially with this being a little bit through a trail, there will be parts where not only you'll feel like walking, but you're kind of encouraged to, because you can't just, sprint up certain more technical areas. It's something I kind of like, realized with the Buttermilk Trail a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm kind of shooting for like a 6 to 7 hour finish time with that. Would be cool, but it'd definitely be way fucking better to do it with somebody. And we've been friends since kindergarten, so it's good to kind of always catch up with him. He definitely does a lot of different stuff in LA versus me over here in Virginia, as far as who we associate with, what we do, and all that stuff. So it'll definitely be fun to catch up and run it. And he's never gone that far either, but definitely he'll be going like my slow ass pace. It'll probably help, because his mile time like 2 years ago, like the LA Marathon, was a 2:32, so it's like half my time.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's
it's like 4 minutes from like Olympic qualifying or some shit like that. But
what makes a marathon that distance? Why do they have it be 26.2?
I don't know.
That is odd.
You know what really
thing?
fucked with me too?
Yeah.
And I told you this, and I didn't want to make it
How
like
many
a big deal.
kilometers is that?
It's 42.195 kilometers. I don't know why. But here's what fucks with me.
Why the odd numbers are
I know.
like fucking decimals?
But here's what fucked with me. So I always hear 26.2, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll run the 26.2. But on the way back, I knew this because I've had this issue with the 5K before on my Strava app. I was like, what is the exact distance? Because I don't want it to say I didn't like technically finish the marathon. So I look it up. I'm like, all I see is 26.2. I couldn't find anything else on Google. So I was like, fuck it. I'll do 26.21. And so I run that. You know, I finish my watch. You know, I get food, whatever. And then I realized Strava didn't fucking count it because it's technically 26.216. And so I'm like, is this a fucking joke? You know, to where it's like, I shouldn't, and I'm not letting it, like some running app dictate whether, you know, it counts or whatever because it's goofy. But it is like one of those things where it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's kind of like hitting a PR is different than hitting a PR on camera because then you're like, look, I for sure showed I did it. It's almost the equivalent of hitting it with like rusty plates versus hitting it with calibrated plates. You're like, I know for a fact this is 500.12 pounds or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, obviously I could have taken 5 more steps, you know, but anyway, side note, it's kind of stupid. But yeah, who picks these distances? I don't know.
That is odd. But that's cool that you already have some more big goals.
And I do want to do the Richmond Marathon. Obviously, try and run a faster time than I did on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the trail is harder than the Richmond one as far as like elevation, descent. I know it'll be cooler because it'll be in November.
Yeah, well, I'm sure what will help with the pace is obviously some more time training, but then also having other people around you.
That and aid stations. So all I had with me, I had to carry, like I said, like 12, 15 pounds or whatever, basically the entire time. And on top of that, like, it's just better when you can stop every like 6 miles, grab a few things, and just keep going. Like, I don't know. It's like there's so many ways to strategize how to accomplish a certain run. Like sometimes walking up a hill and then getting back to your regular pace will actually make you faster in the long run than trying to run up the hill and you're more tired. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's different things about it, but I'm not, like we talked about, being too focused on how fast I can do it or who am I beating or whatever, but more just focused on my own improvement and the distance overall. You know? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I feel like you and we talked a little bit because you were talking about how you were excited, kind of anxious about the marathon that you just ran. And it was more so knowing that, like, just there's not a, yes, you want to have a decent time, but just finishing it is the goal itself.
Yeah.
You know, and almost like when I did the bike, not that I did any type of specific goal, but I was like, all right, I'm going to go as far as I can out, and then the goal is to make it back. You know, like, because it's not like a loop. It's just, hey, I'm going out. Now, the goal is to fucking just make it back. Which obviously, for you, it's a little bit different. You don't want to walk it. Running, you have to, like, stay on top of it and, like, run, keep a pace. But the bike, I could pedal, cruise. But it is an accomplishment. That's, you know, awesome for sure. What's up with you, Griff? You got anything going on? What's up? What's new?
Went hiking this weekend.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Peach picking. It was cool. Went to Humpback Rock. Never been there before.
Never been there either.
Not very far away.
And
it's
I've
like
been
an
twice.
hour.
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I don't know.
It's kind of cool. There are a lot of people there. Actually saw a bear.
Shit.
It was kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of funny because I feel like I like hiking a lot, and like I go pretty fast when I do it for never doing cardio otherwise. Last week was the first time I did cardio in like 3 or 4 years. Because one time at VCU we had to run a mile for a class.
Yeah.
So I did that. But yeah, it was it's kind of fun. I don't know. I just like doing stuff on the trail. I feel like I just love to like move over roots, move over stones. Like, I don't know. It just feels cool to like have this path carved out from like, you know, the wilderness sort of.
Yeah.
I wonder who like carved some of these paths from the jump.
Yeah,
you know?
or like who brings the like railroad ties or other things like that
Yeah.
up the mountain.
I guess it's just over time, you know, people just bring
Well, I
something.
guess when you don't have like social media or like Netflix shows, you know, you just go out and
Well,
you start making trails.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And that's how the interstate was born.
Yeah.
make a trail.
But no, it is funny. I will say sometimes I love to just like people watch out there.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get some of the people where it's like 100 yards from the parking lot. They're like, "Oh, my feet are gonna."
Oh, yeah,
fall
they're already
off,"
bitching.
Like blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And then there were some guys I passed along the way up too that like had like buku gear basically, which I always thought was funny because when I went to the Grand Canyon and did the rim to rim a few years ago, it's always funny to see the people that like come down from the parking lot. They got all the REI gear. They got the poles, but they only walk down like the paved trail and like just take a picture of the grand view, walk back up to the parking lot.
Did it?
Oh yeah, or like some people I remember being at the bottom. You stay in this ranch, and even at night it's like 100 degrees. And I remember we just like sweating like on the bed the whole night. But it's always funny just because you go like about 13 miles down and then it's like 13 miles back up. But at the bottom, when we stayed there for like that middle day, there were people that come off this ferry that's like maybe 300 or 400 yards from the ranch.
Yeah.
They just ride this boat down and get off at the dock, and they're like, oh my gosh, like they need to provide some sort of like, you know, transit service to and from,
of course,
and blah blah blah. And it's like some people come in through helicopter and stuff like that. It's just funny sometimes to see, like, I almost want to be like, you don't deserve like this view.
Yeah.
You don't deserve
It's
this
called
place.
nature
Like,
for a reason. They
Yeah.
don't have trains in the nature, bro. And
But-
bullshit.
I will say it is fun. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I love just when you get to the top, I love going to the edge. Like, if you go to a place with water, even if it's cold, I love jumping in just to like feel like, okay, I'm not going to be back again for a while. Like, let me just live up this moment as best I can, sort of thing. So it was a good time. Peach picking was good. I did steal a few, just eating them off the tree.
Fuck.
Calling now.
But I rubbed them off, make sure there's no pesticides. Right?
Okay.
But, you know, otherwise they're just going to fall off and get eaten by
You're right.
bugs, right?
He's just cleaning up the community.
Yeah, a good
Human raccoon.
good carb up after the hike, getting 3 apple cider donuts.
Oh, shit.
An apple cinnamon ice cream sandwich.
Damn.
Cookie, and then a peach cider slushy, which
Oh.
was really good. So, little carb
He
up.
paid his dues
Had
for
a
sure.
feast.
Yeah,
those
but,
peaches are on the house.
And I will say, like, I am curious. I know you probably don't really think in the mindset of this, but like the trail running, I'm always very curious about that, because sometimes I do see people doing trail running on these hiking trails, and I always feel like that would be a lot of fun. And I'm kind of curious, like, sometimes I see people's times, and it's very impressive for the elevation change.
So yeah, that's one thing. The further you work towards, there is no other option than trail running. So like you can't do 100-mile road race. I mean, there are some out there, but for the most part, there are like all trail races, and any training you're doing is on a trail. And so that's something I'd love to explore more. Whether it be in Colorado or different states, or wherever Maddie and I can go and visit and things like that. Because Virginia, the closest ones are, hour, 2 hours away and things like that, at least like decent ones. And like you said, there is so much elevation that it's so technical. And yeah, it is just very impressive that a lot of times these they're runner bodies, so they're somewhat like weaker in an instance, but that's why they, especially like these ultra runners, really put a focus on strength training, because they need the quad strength and the hamstring strength to kind of get up these mountains or slow their body on declines and all this stuff. But it is super impressive. Like, I've been watching a lot more of these. There's really good documentaries about this one guy on YouTube of these ultra runners, of these certain races that they'll do. They'll highlight these certain people, and there's this one I've been kind of really fascinated by recently called Mont du Blanc.
Oh yeah,
Tour UTMB is what they call it anyway. But
3 different countries.
It circles around like France and I guess surrounding countries, whatever it is. But it's like 115, I think, like kilometers. I think it's a full like 100-mile race. But anyway, tons of elevation, descent. Like, it's just absolutely like beautiful. The mountains. It goes through a little bit of the city. Like, it's pretty like cool. But it's like the probably number one like out of the U.S. like 100-miler. And then some of the other like ones I've been hearing about are just wild. Like, I mean, the Leadville one's popular, and that's obviously got elevation to it. Western States is another big one. There's one called Badwater that just happened a couple weeks ago, that it's 135 miles, and not only that, but it goes through Death Valley, and so it's like 115 degrees. And it's like, holy fuck, dude. You think running the distance is hard enough. Try doing, I mean, some of these, finishing is a true accomplishment. Like, no fucking doubt.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, half the people have to drop out due to injury or puking or stomach issues or whatever. I mean, even, like, top athletes have to drop out sometimes, you know? And it's like, fuck.
Two things with that. Like, A, your sweat evaporates a lot more out there, so you sometimes don't realize how much you're exerting yourself. And B, it's very, I don't know if annoying is the right word, but when your water is like soup warm, you just don't want to drink it.
Yeah.
And you have to like force yourself to drink it.
You know what was weird when I was running? So I had the bladder in the back on my hydration vest, but for some reason, the first sip every time from my little bite valve was cold. And then the rest that sips after was warm. And I was like, what is making it the first sip cold every time?
That is weird.
I was like, I don't know.
That is odd.
I was like, I don't know why the plastic piece, maybe where where it inserts, would somehow chill the first sip. I don't know. Maybe the air that was getting trapped in the tube was making it cold.
Maybe.
But the first sip was always cold. I was almost like, I just need to do one sip. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the hell it is, but yeah, small side.
Maybe because the bladder was against your back and the hose wasn't, you know, so like the hose was getting air cooled.
Ooh, that's
and
maybe
the bladder laying against your back is obviously getting heated up.
Yeah, but no, I mean, those races just fascinate me so much, and I mean, the long-term goal is like, you know, to run something like that. I think in like 2023 is a reasonable plan, but yeah, I don't know. I just I have so much fascination for trail running or just these different like sports that I feel like you never really like open your eyes to, and then you start to really like recognize and appreciate these different things, even if you don't want to like look that way or do the exact same things that they do. You know?
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
I can't wait till I can get back into like a little bit more training myself. And
you'll do the Leadville 100 bike race. I'll do the Leadville 100 run.
I don't know. We'll see. But so far, I've just enjoyed the process of like getting uncomfortable a little bit, you know, and not knowing what I'm doing as well. I never know what I'm doing, first off, but to like truly not know what I'm doing and just like do it has been exciting. To like just learn how to get a little bit better each time, or just get a little bit tougher per se. But I'm excited to get back to. How are things at the house? Any updates at the house? Pretty good.
I did get a weed eater recently.
Damn.
Because unfortunately,
that's a man. Be a man.
It's my own fault, but a lot of things that like I originally wanted to do, I'm either gonna have to like wait to do it another time in the year or next year, or just maybe like try to learn more about it and reconvene at a different time.
Yeah.
So Kelly Farms still on like the project list, but some things I just don't realize. Like I thought that it would be easier to get the bees. I'm gonna probably have to like buy them, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought that the garden. I did not know that like hip high weeds grow within like a week. And then they clog up the weed eater and they clog up the mower, and so you kind of just have to like get fucked. And then 3, some things when it comes to the construction like are kind of contingent on my dad helping me, and he's been doing his own home renovations. So like this past year he's just been completely like renovating the house. And so he's been redoing all their siding and roof this week.
Damn.
So the past couple weeks he just hasn't been in town, and so I still have a few more things I need to do, but hopefully the next time he comes in town, like we can knock that out.
I'm waiting on my dad too to patch this hole in our gym.
Yeah, Keith's on beach time, bruh.
Yeah,
he's
back
Jimmy
tonight.
Buffett.
Yeah,
yeah, he's pouring himself
5
something
o'clock
tall.
somewhere.
he's
and
got the
strong.
sleeveless on, the Oakleys.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been good. I would say like for the most part, I honestly feel like I've just been kind of doing upkeep, not really doing anything new per se. I think that maybe when the season changes a little bit, it'll get a little bit easier just because it's always funny, like just to go off that a little bit more, but why is it that weeds can thrive under the toughest conditions, but stuff you plant, like you don't water it for part of one day and it's dead?
Yeah.
Or like it's a hot day and it's dead.
I guess that's the reason.
What the heck?
I don't know. I guess that's the
survive
reason
so
they're the
long.
weeds. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
that's true. Why
they
can't
can
we
take
eat
nothing.
weeds?
Yeah, right.
We can just smoke them.
There's nothing good about them. Yeah, right.
But
Let them dry out.
no, so not really too much going on the home front of that. But I also feel like it's a give and take, because for every like all the amount that I devote to like home projects, that kind of takes away sometimes from like camping trips or like being able to do something like hiking or peach picking, because it's just like, oh, I got to work on this weekend.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, you know, different chapters of life, it is something that I will continue to do, but it's nice to sometimes enjoy some of that other stuff too.
For sure.
But got a trip in the books this fall, hiking trip, Acadia National Park in Maine.
Hell
so
yeah.
doing that for a full week.
There you
Gonna
go.
be, traversing when it's going to be leaf changing season and
Yeah,
stuff.
that'll be pretty.
Get some lobster.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, here in Maine, lobster, seafood, lobster, and blueberries. Apparently, blueberries. are
Oh,
very
interesting.
rich.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see. I've been looking up a lot of stuff about that and
Yeah.
like just the area, like good hikes, good views, other things like that too. I've never really been up northeast except for New Jersey, so I'm excited to see like kind of the coastline or some of the other things. I always hear it's
Yeah.
really nice up there.
I feel like it's nice, I'm sure, in like a particular time. I'm sure it gets balls cold
Yeah.
at a certain time too. But
Isn't it funny? Certain states, I feel like you imagine it as like one kind of look or temperature in a way. Like when I think of cold north, I think of like New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, or whatever. I don't really think of like New Hampshire, or Vermont, or Maine. I guess because they're smaller states, but you think, damn, they gotta probably be just as cold, if not more cold. You know, obviously.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
But I think they have a pretty decent temperature. Probably, I'm sure it's probably like 60s,
On the
70s
way
maybe
up,
up there.
Gonna hit the Achilles gym, so
Oh,
I'll let you
damn.
guys know how
Breathing
that
free air
goes.
up there,
Yeah.
nice. I
know.
think one dude that I keep up with, we message a good bit back and forth, goes there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, freedom. Freedom. Nice. We've been doing a little sampling here at the HQ. We had some samples roll in of a new product. It shouldn't be too much longer to where we can get some labels going and some other cool things
Bedtime
going.
performance enhancer.
Yep, big time.
Nice.
Some say biggie.
Oh.
Biggie. Yeah. But some
We're
pretty
with
cool
ranges
flavors.
now.
So I'm excited because we tested some of the other flavors that just came in, and it's a little different.
Very unique.
Yeah, a little different than what we've done before flavor-wise. So I think
really other brands too.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. So hopefully I have some more stuff going with that. We're doing a little rebrand with the logo as well. So it'll be another surprise hopefully in the near future that you'll see. Overcome Orange Sherbet. You can win a free tub. All you
Is
got to
this the
do.
flavor review?
Well, I mean, we've already mentioned it
Yeah,
on the
we
show
have
in the
mentioned it on the
past.
show.
Oh,
before.
okay.
Yeah. At least on the show, I haven't mentioned
I
it.
still don't
on
know what the
social media.
label looks like.
There's only like 30 or 40 people that might know what the flavor is.
Yeah.
But to win a free tub, this is all you
5
got to do.
chances.
Yeah, there's
5
five tubs that we're giving away over the next 2 to 3 weeks until we launch the new flavor, and that is buy any one product on the site from now and until we launch. No code needed, just order. We're going to randomly put in pieces of the label, the new label, into your order. So if you receive it, you get your order, you open it up, and you see a little piece of the label in there, make sure you take a picture of it, post it to your social media, tag GYMFLO, let us know you got it, and that's going to be your ticket to a free tub once it launches on the site.
It's like a
I think
cereal
this is my
box.
favorite label.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I don't know, it makes me like really want something sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, damn.
It's like finding that toy in the cereal box.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck. Gotta
Yeah,
collect them all.
I'm excited because I feel like Cherry Freeze was definitely a different, because if you look at Green Monster and Walk the Line,
Yeah.
they're kind of almost the same, different colors, but like I feel like the layout of Cherry Freeze is totally different. And Cherry Freeze has been moving like a son of a bitch, compared to the other two, which all three are great. So I'm assuming this new look to the Overcome compared to Homemade Lemonade,
yeah.
to see how
Next
people
level.
like it grabs people's eyes and just attention. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, win your free tub. Just order from now until we launch, which will be the end of August. You get a chance to win.
And I used to overcome during my marathon.
Yep.
So there you go.
Plug.
There you go, plug. Yeah.
That's what got him
That's
to
how
finish.
yeah, that's what got me to finish. I was like, I have to overcome this.
Yes, that's what I think about too. But that's about all for housekeeping. I did get one question on my story, and I think it'd be a good thing to maybe transition into to polish this bad boy off. And
Do you know?
no,
Bob.
Damn. He's
Let
too
me,
busy posing.
yeah, I know my man's getting shredded,
Yeah.
getting all
he does.
jacked and shredded.
Posing
Blew
his
up.
underwear. Look that good.
If we had to pick a state to live in other than Virginia, which would it be and why? I'll answer. I would say definitely somewhere south, particularly probably Florida. Just even though I know it's gonna be balls hot for most of the year, I'm just looking forward to something tropical. Waking up to some whether it is hot, just blue skies.
Yeah.
I've heard the taxes are pretty decent down there. And then it's just always, you see people down there. I'm sure some people are dicks like anywhere else, but it seems like everybody can't be anything but happy down there because you're
exactly. That's
in
the
Florida.
reason older people retire down there.
Yeah. Besides
They
the hurricanes,
migrate.
too. There's a lot of cons for sure, but I don't know. I'm willing to take it.
Yeah, honestly, Florida's pretty nice. It's kind of nice too. You kind of have just regular storm every day at noon for 30 minutes, but it's almost like a siesta time. You can just go home.
Yeah, a
and
little nap.
relax. Yeah, and I feel like too, you can. It's like socially acceptable. You can just be shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
Like ride your bike everywhere. I don't know. It's just a different way of life.
Yeah. No shoes, no shirt, full service.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's a good question. I do love the mountains. I feel like I haven't explored as many mountain states as I would like, but definitely somewhere out west. I feel like I don't know. I get nostalgic for it even before I ever went out there. I just feel like there's something in me that's very drawn to that lifestyle, the scenery, the kind of culture and food or other things like that of it, music. That I don't know. I just I feel like it's a glimpse of America before almost, So I like that a lot. Tropical wise, if I had to pick maybe Hilton Head, South Carolina. I know that's not super tropical, but I always used to like that when we would visit.
No, I think that's a good happy medium, especially compared to Florida, because at least it gets a different season.
Yeah,
in
that's
North
true.
Carolina, you can get a little chilly, but also have your ocean and beach and shit like that. Brock, he went somewhere, so he's not going to be able to answer this because I doubt we're going to wait here the whole time.
There he is.
There he is. Landon, nice.
Shouts out to Landon Church.
Landon,
What are we doing now?
answering
If
your
you could
state.
pick one state to live in other than Virginia.
Probably Colorado. Probably
Nice.
Colorado, just because it's like a runner state. I think it's. I didn't really realize this, but it does have all 4 seasons. I don't know why I thought it was cold there most of the year, but it's got all 4 seasons like Richmond. But it's obviously a little bit colder during the winters, and then obviously it's not as humid and things like that. But, a lot of running trails out there. Scenes or views are pretty nice. So.
Yeah. So running's that's
I
it.
don't know, man. You gotta. I feel like just like anything, you gotta play off where your life is and where you're enjoying right now.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't predict the future until you're there. So
I get it.
yeah, I mean, I can lift anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't always run anywhere.
You can. You
but
can.
suburban neighborhoods get a little boring.
Yeah, you just got to drive a little bit. I mean, you say you have to drive an hour to 2 to somewhere in Virginia to run. Well, then you'd have to fly 8 hours to Colorado to run somewhere.
Well, but the question was if I could live somewhere.
Yeah, we could live out in the mountains if you wanted to. Charlottesville.
It's not as nice, though.
Whatever.
Not as nice.
Whatever. Goodness, man.
Yeah, Virginia's for lovers.
You can only run
Lover.
in Colorado.
Yeah, that's how it is.
All right. Well, anyways, let's get into these cards.
What'd y'all
Let's see
say?
this. I said Florida.
All right, well, let's fuck up with Florida.
Beautiful.
Down there.
That's where
Yeah,
Sugar Daddy
yeah.
Sugar Daddy lives.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
off, so if I need a loan, I can get a loan.
Yeah.
Easy loan. And then blue skies almost every day.
Yeah.
And I heard taxes are good. And
Hurricane's coming.
that's something you just got to deal with.
I know.
Suck
Just
it up.
with it, yeah.
But I'm just looking forward to blue
Suck it up.
skies. Yeah. Blue skies and probably some good vibes every day. Waking up on
I feel
island
like
time.
if you lived down there, you'd be barefoot in jean shorts.
Probably.
climbing a
Hey, say
tree to
Montana?
Get, mangoes out.
He said somewhere maybe west.
I said I haven't explored too many of the other western states. I would like to see Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho.
I was in Colorado for like 6 hours.
Was it nice?
Denver. I was like at midnight.
Oh.
I drove through the night from South Dakota to Colorado to catch a flight because we got snowed in South Dakota. But huge ass airport, Denver is.
It's actually, I've heard it's haunted.
Is
Have
it?
you heard the stories
No.
about this? There's like tunnels underneath that aren't on the actual building layout or blueprint. there's also these like strange murals of like people in gas masks, like gassing people.
Oh shit!
And then also there's this horse there that was a sculpture that's got like, it looks very demonic. It's got like these red eyes, and it actually killed the guy who sculpted it. As soon as he finished it, it fell on top of him and killed him.
Like died or just fell on top of him?
Fell on top of him.
Yeah.
Well,
the
sculpture
statue did.
Yeah.
The statue. Okay, I was about to say the horse just fucking fell over on him.
Very
Damn.
interesting. So
Damn, that is wild.
Yeah, the Denver airport, I've heard some things about. So I'd be curious to visit it again and bring my like Ghostbusters sweep.
Is that where the lizard people live?
Something
or
like
whatever
that, yeah.
they call them? Damn. Yeah, let's rock.
These are bad people. You'll get the gist. You'll see how we roll. Most likely to crawl through a mile of sewage and a tunnel to have sex with their celebrity crush.
Who's the celebrity crush?
I guess it's
whoever your crush is.
choose.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Got him. He definitely had that in his back pocket the whole time.
I think Griffin would out of these.
Oh, you think
I
I'd
feel
be
like
the
all
most
of us.
likely
I feel
to?
like all of us would.
Yeah,
You said a mile?
Miles.
It's like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
And sewage,
Going
too.
through the sewage.
Yeah.
Just get some freedom.
Yeah.
Damn.
Would you have a good mile time?
I'd take my time.
Yeah.
Wait.
I guess I just not got two in a row. Who has gone the longest without showering?
When it's winter and I had long hair,
He's going to answer it for himself.
Yeah.
I would say
I'd probably say Griffin.
probably.
What's the longest you've been? Go ahead and tell us.
I'm trying to think. Maybe when I was younger, it might have been even longer. I would say honestly, like 5 days. Especially when you're a bachelor. When you're a single man, you got no one to impress. Let it grow.
I got another day's
Yeah.
worth. I got about another day
Yeah,
left.
just
Yeah.
hit a
I don't
little
think I've gone
deodorant.
over like 36 hours since I was like a kid. I'm pampered.
I'm trying to think. The longest time would definitely be under 30 hours. As an adult, as of over 18. But yeah, younger as like a kid, I could have went like 3 days, man.
Yeah.
Just not giving a shit. But lately it's sometimes at least once, if not twice a day.
Oh dang! Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, especially in the summer, I love a 2 time a day.
Sometimes
shower.
I'll do one in the
Yeah.
morning before I come in. But
Yeah. Do y'all feel the same? I like to shower before I work out.
I do, yeah.
I don't
But like I
mind.
train so early that I
True,
don't. But if I had it my way, like I'd like to come in a little bit clean. I don't want to come in like oily
Yeah.
or
yeah.
groggy from sleeping. Yeah.
Most likely to catfish their grandma after finding out they'll be left out of her will. Well, I know with Brock's granddad, he's not being left what he wants. His
Yeah.
brother's being left that.
Yeah, it's
It's a
true.
mockery.
So the brother's got to be killed.
That can happen.
We can make that happen.
My grandma, my family has actually like played some tricks on her. She needed a new car, and my uncle gave her car keys for Christmas, and then was like, "Those are mine." After she was like crying from happiness.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
we entered.
Oh.
What
fuck.
a dick.
We entered this giveaway for
What a
like Cracker Barrel a few years ago to get like an RV. And we were all talking about all the places we'd go as a family, blah, blah, blah. And my dad's cousin, someone in relation, was staying with my uncle for a little while. And she was like on their side of the family. But she gave Granny T for, I think, her birthday or Mother's Day, a fake winning lottery ticket. And so Granny T scratched off the winning number and was like, "We're going to get that RV. We're going to go here, here, and here. Like, I can't wait
What a
for all the
selfless
family
person.
trips." And
Y'all
then
did
she
that
was like,
woman wrong.
"Actually, that's fake." And poor Granny T. So,
God wouldn't give y'all shit.
yeah.
I'd probably start slitting throats at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I'm going to give y'all shit bags for Christmas. Literal shit.
Just give us
Yeah.
her like
Oh,
cigarette
that's
butts.
my afternoon shit. Yeah. Yeah.
So, not to divert from the question, but just made me think about that.
I don't know who. Catfish. Maybe Brock. And when I'm saying catfish, like
He does dealings with boomers a lot. I feel like he'd know.
I just have a feeling Brock could do that.
I wouldn't, but I'd have the capability.
Not in a not in an unpure way, but it would need to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Who would be the most difficult old person to be around?
Oh, that's gotta be me. I feel like.
I am looking forward to that age when you just stop caring. I feel like I'm gonna have my foot
I'm
up
there
on the
now.
gym locker room. Hey, pull up your
Yeah.
pants.
Brock is that old guy.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Let me tell you how to do it. Or let me show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
Keith syndrome.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be a
Keith
Benjamin
syndrome.
Button.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you real quick. This is
Yeah.
how I do it.
You know what? Just let me do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
that
getting
Poor
I
there.
think it's
Drew
Brock.
when we were trying to
Oh,
fix
yeah.
that one piece of equipment. Oh, I got wrenches in my truck. Brock's like, why don't you go work out, buddy?
Oh shit.
The problem was he was standing there for like 8 minutes, and then I already have like 5 people around me trying to work on this like small little thing we're trying to pinch out. He's like, I think I got some tools in my car. I'm like, listen, buddy, just go work
Not
out.
that guy.
Go
Yeah, you're not
home,
that guy,
buddy. I
pal.
work alone.
Yeah.
So yes, Brock. We would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So most likely to talk shit about politics but doesn't vote. Griffin.
Yeah.
You think your
Yeah.
vote counts? They're
Yeah.
bought and paid
Griffin.
for.
I will do a little shit talking, and I haven't voted either. So, but I don't.
Did you vote the past year?
No, I haven't voted in like 10 years, 12 years, however many cycles I've been through, at least since Obama.
You could have changed the results. No.
I think I've voted. Well, I've only voted 2 times. I don't think I'm going to vote again after that.
I don't know.
So,
Not that it's a waste, but it's a waste.
yeah. Talk to me when
I
you're
like
taking the
playing
bus
the game.
up.
Yeah. All right. Who would eat a human meat burger for the least amount of money? So who would eat a human meat burger
Oh, no.
for the least amount of money? Griffin.
I'd eat it, yeah. I'd give it a try.
I feel like Griffin would do it just to give a review about it. To be like,
Tastes like chicken. No.
well, just to like try it.
yeah,
like,
I
if-
wanna
if we
ask
didn't
what
know-
cut it is.
I want an ass burger.
As
Yeah.
long as it ain't, the dick meat.
Oh, hot dog. Yeah.
I don't mess with that hot dog.
Shit.
Got to be kosher.
Bone
But-
in.
Oh shit! It comes like this, yeah. I think Griffin would do it, and this is just me. Would do it just to say he did it, but also, just to be like, yeah, I ate a meat burger before.
Yeah, checkmate vegan.
Yeah.
Dang, Griffin, you got a lot of these cards today.
Yeah, I was trying to find a lot of those in there are either fill in the blank or they're like very sexual. So some of them I just like try to find ones that are more dynamic.
I like it.
It's frustrating too because I'm fine with sexual comments, but I mean some of them are like
Deep, dirty ones.
Yeah, like whose ass are you gonna eat, and
Yeah.
then like have leftovers, and like I don't
Yeah.
know, it's weird. It's
Yeah.
like not even funny.
And plus, they pinpoint out too much. There's a lot of relationships
They'll be like,
in here.
"Who are you gonna cheat on your wife with?"
Yeah, and
it's
I'm like,
what?
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's skip
wait
that
a minute.
one.
Yeah.
Who put
We need
this
to-
one in here? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you all have a killer week the rest of the week after y'all listen to this.
Yeah,
And
be
make sure
blessed.
stay blessed, fam.
Yeah.
But make sure you get an order in if you want to win a free overcome. We're giving away a ton of tubs, so the chances are in your favor. The odds are in your favor. We will see y'all next week. Follow us all in the description below. Ask us some questions.
Peace.
We'll see you next Monday.